Welcome to Country Kickback, where you'll hear the latest music from performers you already know and discover new music and artists from around the world. If you have an artist you'd like us to chat with, reach out to the team at countrykickback.com, or you can watch our live videos and more by following us on social media and YouTube. Here is your host, Danni Shaw, with the latest from Country Kickback.
Hello. Good morning, Shazza. You were first in the room today. How are you? What have you been up to this morning? We had a couple of cancellations this week. People have been unwell. It's just been a bit of a long week for everybody. So I hope everyone that was going to be on the show is feeling better, and we have rescheduled all those shows. So we will pop them up on the page as they get closer, so you can press the button and get a reminder as to when it will be. Next week, we have quite a few shows. Some in the UK, some in Nashville, some in Australia. So we've got quite a few shows coming. Hopefully our internet doesn't play up like it did last week, and we can start getting back through some of the ones that we were going to do this week and last week for you. Well, we've got Connor waiting in the green room from the Southern Gothic, so we might welcome him into the room. Hello.
Hey, Danny, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you for joining us.
No, thanks for having me. It's nice to be here.
It's nighttime over there for you. Is it 8 o'clock at night, or it is?
Yeah,
Isn't it?
yeah,
Yep.
it is.
It's 11 o'clock in the morning here, so we've got a beautiful day. So it's still daylight for us. How have you been going? I know that we haven't had you on the show before, so I wanted to have a bit of a chat to you about what got you into music and why you're sort of going down this sort of country path.
Sure, yeah. Well, yeah, obviously that's a really long story. I've been doing it for a real long time. When we started the band, really Sean and I back in 2004, it was a real different band at the time. It was a lot more, piano rock, or a lot more Elton John territory, which is it was always that's the path I thought I'd take. And then we did a couple songs with a fiddle player, and they didn't let us not have the fiddle player after that. So, and then we kind of always still thought we were the same rock and roll band, but some folks wanted to call it country, and that's whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter to me.
It doesn't matter. It sounds good, so it doesn't really matter what genre as long as it's good. Shazza is already in the room. Shazza's watching. What state are you in, Shazza? Let us know. I get so many. I'm getting muddled with.
Hey, Shazza.
Yes. So you've been together for quite a long period of time with the band. How have you guys coped? Did you shut everything completely down with COVID? Have you been out doing gigs yet, or?
So yeah, it was kind of funny. We had had our our one album that was a big hit in 2013, and we toured on that. Really from before the album came out, nonstop through the end of 2015, and we were all pretty burnt out after that. And I moved to Nashville to write songs for other people, and everybody kind of did their own thing. And then 2019, we started kind of playing together again, getting ready to make a new record, and just as it all came together, got a new record deal, get the whole thing, and then 2020, COVID came along, and had other plans for us, just like everybody else. So, so it was cool. But we were able to. We actually got like 4 weeks of warm-up gigs before COVID hit. We'd done the whole eastern coast of the United States and got them nailed down, and so at least we got to do it right up to the last minute, and then
bit of a tease.
Yeah, and then May was supposed to come, the new album was supposed to come out, there was supposed to be a whole tour, and we all know how that went.
Yes, it's been a bit of a trying time for everybody, but I mean, at least we've all been through it. It's not just one or two people. We've all done it together, and we're coming out on the other side now. I reckon that's Scott that's popped on, and he's put a comment in there. He said, "How did you get the band name?"
It was mostly in college. It was really the sort of subgenre of literature that I was always really drawn to. Whether it was Tennessee Williams and his plays and short stories, or Harper Lee, or books like Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. The Southern Gothic was sort of, you know, that was the genre of literature that I was sort of obsessed with at the time the band kind of started, and for the longest time we were called Connor Christian and Southern Gothic, and that's a big mouthful. So
That is huge, yeah.
so when the opportunity came to maybe take my name off the front, we did that back in, I don't know, 2015 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you've been together so long. Do you still enjoy traveling together and working together? Does it have trying moments, I imagine, when you?
It's funny. Trying moments come, but they're not usually between Sean and me, and they've been between one of us and one of the people that's not with us anymore. So,
Yeah.
we've adapted, and Sean and I, we've gotten along so well for forever. And I think a big part of it is that he and I both have our own jobs. We
Yes.
do, certain things, and that's our department. And we don't step on each other's toes, and we really genuinely enjoy each other's company. And then over the years, we've been able to, pair up with some pretty fantastic musicians that have filled out the lineup, and it's been so many different people down through the years. I'm pretty happy with everybody that's been on the roster, from the beginning until now.
Yeah, it's great to hear, actually. Now, we're here to talk about your single, "Up on Your Love." I loved reading the story of where you wrote it on a songwriting retreat. Tell us about that and how that all evolved.
Yeah, absolutely. So, a lot of times it gets to be a grind here in Nashville if you're doing songwriting, for a living. And, when I first moved here, I had a job at a publisher here, and it was, write 2 songs a day. They put you in the room with strangers all day long, and you're just writing, and it's a weird, weird thing that happens. So sometimes, the publishers will send you out to these retreats in the mountains, and there's one I've been going to for years, out in the western part of the U.S., out in Arizona. And so we were at this songwriters retreat, and one night we were at the campfire, bonfire, whatever you want to call it, and little different groups of people sitting everywhere. And we had this one friend, TJ, that was she kept flitting from one group to the next. And, Russell turned around and said to her, he's like, "What are you, a hummingbird, TJ? Sit down, you're giving me a headache." I don't know. He said something like that. And so everybody laughed. And then next morning we woke up and it was super early. In Nashville time, it was like 9, but out in Arizona, it was, 7 o'clock in the morning. So we're all getting up. It's early for a songwriter, especially, on day 6 of a retreat. So we get up, early. We're sitting out on this deck. We're watching the sunrise, and Russ starts playing this tune, and Andrew grabs his guitar and starts playing it. And, Russ has got kind of a melody, and we're all throwing words out there. And as we're sitting, out on this porch, same friend, TJ, songwriter. She's a very, she's written a lot of songs that. She walked by the window. She was actually inside the window. We were outside. She walked by the window and she was singing a song. And somebody said, "Oh, look, it's a hummingbird singing a song." And then that's where that line came from. So yeah, so that's where we wrote that one, and that it came together really fast after we kind of got that chorus
Once you
line
got
in
that
place.
first line. Yeah, as I say,
Yeah.
it sounded like once you had the idea, it sort of sounds like it was a bit of a flow-on effect. And that, how long ago was that? Did you write this song?
It was a while back. Yeah, it was a while back. I don't know, 2018, 2019
Okay.
I think 18 probably. Yeah, 2018. And
Is
it's
there?
seen a lot of versions. You got the artwork up for
Yes.
for the album version, and then we've got the new one with Catch is certainly way different thing, and even the demo version was yet a third version of this thing. So it's made the rounds.
Which one do you prefer to play? The current?
I definitely like playing the current one. It's definitely more, what we do. The other
Yes.
one, it was a lot of fun, and that whole album was kind of experimental for us, trying some new stuff. And we did the songs that way in the studio, but we didn't perform them that way for very long. We kind of adapted them to our thing, and take it back to where we were comfortable.
Yes, because you have a very high energy sound and very upbeating concert. I imagine it would be lots of fun being on stage for you guys.
Yeah.
Well, I know you've got your guitar there, so I might let you do a song and give you the room, and then I can come back and we can have a bit more of a chat.
All right, sounds good.
See you in a second.
All right. So I guess since we're talking about it, I'll play the new one. Girl, this ain't a drunk text. Hell, I ain't even drunk yet. I ain't looking for a late night kiss. There's a little bit more to this, so if you're coming over, baby, stay over. 'Cause I know right where I wanna be lying when that first light hits the horizon. You're like a hummingbird singing the song outside of the window. That Sunday morning sunrise kissing the pillow. You're that smile that opens up my eyes, and I can't get enough of waking up on your love. Waking up on your love. You with no makeup, with nothing but your hair up. Well, I'm wide awake and thinking about what you might be dreaming. And girl, I can't sleep when you're next to me. Every little minute I don't want to miss you. Boy, it's a beautiful thing. You're like that hummingbird singing the song outside of the window. And that Sunday morning sunrise kissing the pillow. You're that smile that opens up my eyes, and I can't get enough of waking up on your love. Waking up on your love. Oh, yeah. We can lay with each other till the shadows disappear. The moon goes down, I wanna be right here. Waking up on your love. Waking up on your love. Boy, I like that hummingbird singing the song outside of the window. Hey! The Sunday morning sunrise kissing the pillow. That smile that opens up my eyes, and I can't get enough of waking up on your love. Waking up on your love. Well, I'm waking up on your love. Up on your love.
Thank you. What a great song. It's such a happy, upbeat song. I love it.
Thank you.
You guys got locked down and everything, but have you had a chance to play that live very often, like you were saying before?
Yeah. We definitely we got vaxxed up early, and the minute there was like a break in the clouds, we had gigs lined up, and whichever ones didn't get canceled, we were there. We did. We got on it pretty early, and we were able to find a couple of venues that were really big and that were willing to space tables out and do it at quarter capacity, and we live streamed a lot of those events, and we had like the first live stream that we did. I think we were kind of one of the early people in COVID that got the multi-camera setups. And I mean, we had 60,000 people tune in that first live stream during COVID. So it was pretty crazy. It was amazing.
It's
Yeah.
incredible. It's the ways that we found to get music out to people. It's so
Yeah.
so great. I think a lot of, once we're back out fully, I think we'll still continue with these streams because people that can't make it still get to be involved. It's a
Yeah,
great.
yeah. And even if it's like a, who knows, you see all sorts of things happening where it's like a bonus. You come to the concert and like you can download the stream, like the
Yes.
stream version later,
Yeah.
and that way you don't have to keep your phone out and be recording the show. You're like, I'll, like I can download it later. It's part of my
Yeah.
ticket. So I think a lot of those things are, that are coming along, I think are cool ideas.
People get to still be involved in it. Yeah, I like the idea of not having to have your phone out recording all the time because you miss
Yeah,
it. It's,
you do.
it's that
And
whole.
especially because when do you pull out your song? It's during your song, your favorite
Yeah.
song. So
Yes.
you miss
Yeah.
your favorite song because you're taping it. And how many times did you go back and watch that song, by the way? Never,
Exactly. You
never,
don't. Yeah.
never.
No, it's funny, isn't it, what we do?
Yeah.
Now, you guys have been doing music for so long. Do you still have favorites, or does it change every time you do a new release?
Yeah, I think it changes, but not necessarily because, like we're dying to do the new songs. I mean, usually, it's exciting to get those new songs out there and work them out. But a lot of times it's figuring out how the old songs fit in the new set and like
Yes.
kind of tinkering with them and like, like, oh man, I never thought about doing that. And you fall in love with this, your baby all over again.
Yes.
That's my favorite part of every tour is kind of like is reverse engineering the old stuff to fit on what we want to do this tour. This
Yes.
year, we're gonna really get out there midsummer through the end of the year, and we're really focusing on kind of taking it back to where we were on New Hometown, live show wise. And so we're kind of adapting that Burning Moonlight stuff to fit that set, and it
Yeah.
definitely some of it's been weird, but some of it we had something like Up on Your Love, and it was like, oh no, this is how the song's supposed to go. I don't know what we were thinking before, so had
You've
those
got to
moments
try.
too. So yeah,
You've got to try. You never know.
yeah.
So you're the rest of 2022, and we are already 4 months in, which is crazy. But you're planning on heading out on the road. Have you got more singles to release between now
We
and the end of
do
the year?
actually. We're hoping to get 4 of them out. We're a little bit behind. I've been, I've not got all the things I was supposed to get done, but we're hoping to get the first one out at the very beginning of May, and then get 3 more out over the course of the year. All while we tour, and then about the time we head home for Christmas, we'll maybe release an EP, with a
Yes,
few extra songs, and I don't know, we'll see.
lots to come.
Yeah.
It's so good to be able to get out on the road and enjoy it and go back to a normal way of recording and touring music.
Yeah, and it's been a long time since we came over to Europe, so we're excited to do announce some European and hopefully UK, and
Yes.
yeah, we'll
Have you
see.
been to Australia before? Have you been down here yet?
We haven't. We were supposed to come several years ago, and it was when there was floods in Brisbane and everything got
Yes.
canceled, and we have not been able to work it out to get back. I have 2 Australian brothers-in-law.
Oh, really?
I got family down there. I got to get down there and hang out. So, but it's definitely
Whereabouts are your family based? Or are they?
so they're in the States now. So they are married, 2 of them, to 2 of my wife's sisters. But they're living in the States now. But they're from Longreach,
Oh,
um,
wow.
way
Yes.
out in the
They're
Qantas
very
land.
unusual.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they're definitely way out there. And it's funny, we say they're both from the same place, but we're like, oh Pete, how far did it take to drive to Andy? So he's like, yeah, 10 hours.
10
you know,
hours.
so they don't
Wow.
live that close to each other, but no, there's nothing in between. I guess,
There's
yeah,
nothing, yeah.
yeah,
That's right. Well, I'm in Tassie, so you can't just drive here. You got to fly
yeah,
or catch a boat down. So,
yeah.
but we'd love to have
Get a
you guys down.
canoe, something.
Yeah, something. Yeah, it'd be a rough canoe, but it'd be worth a go. So yes, we'll have to get you down here and all around the country because I think your sound is what Australians love. So it'll be lots of fun.
Well, yeah, we'd absolutely love to get back over to Australia. So set it up, Danny. Let's make it happen.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Now, where can people find you guys to know where you're touring and new music releases, where's the best place to look?
You can always look at thesoutherngothicmusic.com, which is super long. You can find us at The Southern Gothic on Facebook and Instagram. Those are the kind of best places to keep up with us. I'd say we're going to have a new website here in a couple weeks, and we're announcing the whole summer fall tour all at once here just in a couple weeks. So if you get on our site and sign up for the email list or any of those ways, we're going to let everybody know, and we're going to be really pushing this next single. It's a fun one.
It's a fun one. It's another upbeat, fun song.
It is. Yeah. We this is the first time in our history we're releasing a cover as a single. So it's gonna be fun.
You were saying that your current single. You said you wrote that a few years ago. How do you choose when to release your music? What process do you go through as to what song you're going to record and when?
Well, that one, it was slated to be released in 2020, so it was kind of on a regular, it was like, oh, these are my favorite of the new songs that haven't been cut by somebody else. So, that whole Burning Moonlight EP was really just songs that I thought were going to get cut by somebody else and didn't, or they did, and they weren't a hit. So I was like, well, I'll give them a shot now.
You to go. Why not?
It's like, what is there to lose? But, the new one, I really thought a lot about, kind of the vibe we wanted to bring to the tour. And there's just so many songs to choose from. And I kind of picked songs that I wanted to play live. And that's how we've decided now what we're releasing now, kind of when, we're not, I don't know, we're not on tour all the time. It's not our all day, everyday thing. So we can kind of be a little more selective with what, what we want to play and do. Yeah.
Yes. You got to enjoy it, don't you?
Yeah.
No point in doing it if you don't have fun. Now, merchandise. Do you have any merchandise that people can order from?
Not other than CDs right now, DVDs, that sort of thing. All of that stuff is coming out for the tour. It's gonna all kind of be integrated. It's all gonna have a look, it's all gonna go together and that kind of thing. So really excited to release it, but it's got to be all at once. So I'm just sitting on it waiting.
That's the worst part. I don't know how you guys do it. Sit on the song, sitting here. Yeah, I would not. I want to get it out in the world. That's too excited. But it is a great song, and you've got a lovely year coming up. We cannot wait to hear from you guys again. And hopefully we can get you out here to Australia with lots and lots of festivals that we can get you to, so you can go anywhere.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Thank you for joining us. I hope that you'll come back again for your next single, which is only a month away because it's crazy that it's April already.
Let's get it on the calendar now. We'll come back. I'll try to bring some friends with me to do that one next time.
That sounds fun. That sounds lots of fun. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I know that we're coming to you at all these different times, and it's hard to keep up. But when I pop the posts up, it does have a get reminder button, so you can press that and get a reminder. Before we leave, though, I have put the Southern Gothic YouTube channel up in the top of the comments, so you can go up there and subscribe when we're finished, and you'll get to know if they've got any new videos coming out and any new songs as they come out. So make sure you do that, and we will see you all again. What day is it today? Is it Thursday, Friday? I don't know. We'll see you on Monday. I have to think now. Oh, dear. We'll see you all Monday night at 6:30. Thank you so much, Connor.
All right. Thanks for having me. It was nice to see y'all.
See you later.
All right, bye.
Thank you for listening. We hope you've enjoyed today's program. See you next time with the latest with Country Kickback.